Very quick series so far in this third game of the day. It is the Los Angeles Valiant struggling against the Vancouver Titans map. Perhaps not something that we were too surprised to sort of see coming into this game, given the difference in standings between these two rosters.
Yeah, not too surprised. I mean, the Valiant have played better than this in their previous matches. This is really, I think, just Vancouver just showing how dominant they could be. And I think the Valiant, you're just kind of seeing this, when they start mixing around main support and they start, messing around with other things in the roster, like, you just don't know where this team's at. And I think getting a match like this is tough. You needed something that was more of like a gimme, or one that you knew was going to be a close one, right? Like, coming in here, this has been tough.
Look, I was outside after the LA Valiant's last game. I was out there just having a sit, getting some fresh air, and a few of the Valiant players were out there and they were not looking happy. They take these losses to heart. They take them very seriously, and obviously this is maybe not a game you come into going, we're definitely going to win. But they definitely want to show a bit more of their depth here, especially with the constant revolving door that is that main support position.
All right, let's see. Yep, changes coming out of this.
Just a quick peek. Ooh, okay.
The Reaper?
Now, we have seen a couple teams try and make this work.
Oh, no.
The attacking Reaper. Sort of like go outside.
You know my thoughts on the Reaper pick.
You didn't like it. Who was it? Was it the Hangzhou Spark?
Yeah, it was a Spark.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think the team that we casted them going against, they were actually running a Rhine on defense, and they decided to run Reaper. We'll see if it works out better here going up against the Titans and Bumper, who's running Winston, which, if he plays it smart, he's still going to be able to get a ton here. You see players just get booped off the high ground. Slime making an impact again.
I mean, that's huge. Denying the Valiant the chance to attack the point from the high ground and actually to force the Vancouver Titans to fully commit.
He's going to primal.
Yep, he's feeling it. Into the back line straight away. Bumper getting stunned up briefly. Space down to half, and Bumper's not in a hurry. Oh, Yaki! No call lessons for you. Twilight shuts it down straight away. And the Vancouver Titans batter down the gates. As Salome Soe, as charged as he is, there was no way the Fate was going to escape, and the Titans should have this one tied up nicely. Kareem now on his own. Reaper, not so great when everyone's paying him attention. He's like the reverse pageant queen.
So here's my thoughts on the Reaper composition, right? That you put a lot of pressure on, obviously Reaper picking up kills just with his shotguns, because his ultimate, there's so much like crowd control on the other side, and obviously 3 support ultimates. You're going to be able to kill him out of Death Blossom rather quickly. So it's really just relying on his primary fire to be able to pick up kills. The issue with that is if it doesn't work, Space now playing Zarya probably has to go to D.Va, then Kareem has to go to Zarya, and you lose any type of build-up towards a Graviton Surge, which in these compositions is really kind of like your game-changing ult.
That's the Graviton there. Kareem is able to shadow step out of that one, and now trying to go for the Death Blossom, but
there it was.
No one of the Titans really cares. Janu just ate all of that up. Bumper is taken down, though. Here's the coalescence. Let's see if it makes up for the one that Izayaki was denied prior. Salome Soe is very charged. I know you've heard that about a bajillion times this series. Get used to it. It's not changing anytime soon. Into the back line. There's Janu, and here it is. Sound barrier now coming up from the Vancouver Titans, trying to stay nice and topped up in this fight. Bumper will return to the frame momentarily with Primal Rage, which is going to be doubly frightening for the Valiant. Just the one tick. It doesn't look like they...
If you were going to switch, this would be the time for the Valiant.
They didn't get a full tick either, Matt. Just shy of that 33% they needed.
Yep. So they're going to make the change here. Kareem will go to Zarya. I like this. This is what the Spark didn't do yesterday. The Spark gave it like, 4 or 5 tries with it.
Here I was waiting to see Kareem's D.Va match. I've been denied. My Antolin Delights, I've been denied.
I mean, you do have you're going to be starting at the bottom here for Transcendence as well. Vancouver's smart, though. If you're Vancouver, I take a close fight. Yeah, you get aggressive if you're Vancouver. You realize they don't have anything. I mean, they have a Shatter, they use it here, they connect with nothing. Because this denies them building up any type of ult progress towards their new ults. Izayaki is going to get to like 47%, but look, they're going to chase this kill.
Ooh, Bumper. Yeah, he gets out. He had the Primal if he needed it.
So smart.
Even if he wouldn't even use Primal to survive there, he would have just respawned, come back to the point.
But it's just having a really good understanding of the ultimate economy game. You have to invest nothing. You deny them from building towards anything. You play it against the clock, and now look at the Valiant. They have nothing to work with. You got to rally.
The whole series is right here for the Valiant.
They're going to grab. They may not even touch.
13 seconds. Otherwise, they're done. It's pretty much the series in the balance now. They come forward. Bumper just lands on them. They have to make a beeline for the point, but half of them get held back with the Graviton Surge. Oh, it's only Agilios that's actually on the point right now. Oh, you know he's not along for this world. Quite my dear friend, Semmler. Ouch!
But that's kind of what happens when you see that Reaper comp come out early, and then you change, and you have about 60 seconds to go. It was a really good read from Vancouver that they saw all the changes. They decided to jump on it right away, not invest anything themselves. They're able to pick up a kill. And if Fate actually uses his Shatter there, it's like the only ultimate you kind of had outside of the rally to potentially try and make anything happen. And you don't really get close.
Is the Valiant's problem here, in comparison to the Titans, is it fundamental or is it purely strategic?
Would it be weird if I said neither? They look like a team who's gone through a rough stage here at the beginning of the season. And I think the most frustrating thing for the Valiant is that you probably feel like you have a very strong roster, which, you know, in some places you do. You're just not able to take the practice and the skill and turn it into wins. When that happens, you know, you start to get down. You know, the vibes start to change around the team, right?
All about the vibes.
It's really easy, like, when you're winning, it's really easy to keep winning. Like, when you're losing, it's really easy to keep losing, because, like, it's just turning that around. It's really tough. And I think, you know, having these games against, like, the top teams, like, really early on, it really puts them in a tough spot for the stage, puts them in a tough spot, like, mentally for the team, just, like, how do you get over this? And then I think you look down at the peril of, like, the whole season. The season's not as long. I mean, it's as long as it was last year, but not as many games.
No, I mean,
how do you make these games back up?
A loss here essentially guarantees the Valiant will not be in the Stage 1 playoffs if that wasn't already sort of.
I ain't worried about the stage playoffs.
Salome Soe.
You ain't gonna see Bumper play May. Come on now. Come on. You guys know better.
Hey, what do you expect? You watched enough Overwatch to know better, fam. Come on.
You guys can't be getting tricked that easy.
Debated so easily.
I know it's kind of common when you go home and play, your main tank switches over to May.
You get everyone out there just playing 2-2-2 and no one asks any questions.
It doesn't really happen here.
Nah, fam. Come on.
We'd launch an investigation if it happened here.
All right, up the stairs. This is normally not the route that teams choose to make, but I think there's so much confidence about the Titans that they can actually take a fight like this. Oh, really? They let Bumper into the back line and then it just charges Agility forward. 3 kills already for the Vancouver Titans, and Janu, who's just chilling on the point. Got his picnic lunch, gonna open it up quickly, just do a drive-by and take care of his Iaki, and back to business. That is the one tick that they needed, and the 3-0 is guaranteed. The Vancouver Titans, impervious, utterly resilient, and indomitable in this matchup. Bumper, all smiles, Matt. Can you blame the man?
Oh, he's got all the rights to be all smiles, man. 6 series this far from Vancouver. About the final map coming right after the break.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.